Well, here we are. Game 3. It is Wednesday. Game 3 of the NLDS between the Philadelphia Phillies and Los Angeles Dodgers tonight out in Los Angeles and Dodger Stadium. 9:08 local time here on the East Coast. It's going to be a late one. So if you want to watch the Phillies try to keep their season alive, you better get some rest. You better take it easy today and be ready to have a late night here. 9:08 start time. Win or go home for the Phillies on the brink of elimination. They're trying to avoid that for the second straight postseason, losing in the NLDS after obviously having home field or clinching a first round bye, winning the NL East, and then not getting the job done. But anyway, welcome to Phillies Daily, everybody. I'm your host, Mike Kennelly. Make sure you guys subscribe for more Phillies content right here on Phillies Daily. Before we get into the game and the stakes of tonight, I wanted to talk about a little bit of some quotes that surfaced regarding playing at Citizens Bank Park regarding the home fans of Philadelphia, the Philly faithful, with these Phillies players. A little bit of a mixed reactions, kind of made some headlines, some news. Obviously, Nick Castellanos, he's a guy that his personality, he's very blunt with it. Not much to say when he's asked in post-game interviews. Have you ever seen stuff like that, talking about that? Kind of funny, though. But we all know Nick Castellanos, he struggled in July and August, and really a little bit better in September, still not great, and it's just been tough for Nick Castellanos these last few months. The Phillies offense obviously has not been great, really, other than that ninth inning in Game 2 the other night, but has not been great in these first two games of the playoffs in the NLDS against the Dodgers. Just very frustrating stuff out of them. They were obviously playing at home in those first two games at Citizens Bank Park. Red October, great playoff atmosphere, probably the best in Major League Baseball, one of the best really in all of sports. Everybody knows it. Unfortunately, the Phillies could not get the job done in front of their home fans, in front of that daunting atmosphere. They lost both games at home to the Dodgers. Just a killer for them and their chances at moving on here in the playoffs. But you never know. But nonetheless, Nick Castellanos had a couple of quotes that surfaced regarding the home fans in Philadelphia playing at Citizens Bank Park. Now, not everybody's made for the city. Not everybody is made to play in Philadelphia. Some people are, some people aren't. Some people are, love it when it's going good, don't like it when it's going bad. And that kind of is the feeling you got from Nick Castellanos with these quotes. He said, quote, "The environment," talking about Citizens Bank Park, "the environment can be with us and the environment can be against us," meaning that when they're going good, they love them. It's a great environment. It makes it so much tougher on the opposing teams. But when it's going bad, we all know as Philadelphia sports fans, really for any team, Phillies, Flyers, Eagles, Sixers, whatever, we're not afraid to share our opinions. We're not afraid to let you know when you're not playing to your standard, when you guys need to improve and get better, because we expect such a high standard here in Philadelphia. You're getting paid to play this game, this sport. We are paying our hard-earned money to come and watch you, to come and support you. So we expect nothing less than almost perfection, or at the very least, not perfection, maybe because it's hard to be perfect, but still as close as you can get, just being at the top of your game. So when it's not going good, we are not afraid to show you. So that kind of quote kind of rubbed some people the wrong way. And then he went on to say, quote, "But if we run into adversity and the tide shifts and now we're playing more tight because we don't want to be reprimanded for something bad." So you don't really want to hear that out of one of your top players. They're paying him a lot of money. He's been very good for them in the past since he's been here. He's been an all-star for the Phillies. Very good hitter, just really tough here down the stretch. A bit streaky over the past couple of years as well, but still, we all know what he's capable of, Nick Castellanos. So he's pretty much saying they don't want to disappoint the fans at home. They play a little bit more with pressure on them, I guess, when they're down in ball games, when they're not playing good, and it makes it tougher for them to rally, to get back into ball games, to do their job. Still not the best quote you want to hear out of a guy like Nick Castellanos that you have so much invested into and is so very important to the team, especially when he's going good. But then on the other hand, Bryce Harper, Mr. Philadelphia Philly himself here, the face of the franchise, he also talked about the fans because that was just a hot topic here after Nick Castellanos and others were talking about stuff like that, about the fans and playing at Citizens Bank Park. Bryce Harper, he doesn't care what the fans do. He said, quote, "I boo myself when I get out. I'm the same way," talking about Phillies fans, Philadelphia fans. When things aren't going good, they expect a certain standard, like I said, so you are entitled to boo. You are entitled to show your passion, show your emotion towards these players, towards these coaches, towards these teams, because, again, you are here to support them. You're paying your hard-earned money to watch them, to support them, and you expect nothing less than them, especially on a team like the Phillies that are so high-powered, so highly paid, to go out there and win a championship. You expect nothing less than that and winning ball games, and they just did not do that in those first 2 games in the NLDS after a very great regular season. So Bryce Harper, he doesn't care what the fans, if they're booing him. He needs to go out there. He knows that he's got one job to do, and that is to help this team win, help deliver a championship, a World Series championship to the city of Philadelphia. That's what he was brought here for a few years ago, back when he signed that massive contract. Hasn't happened yet, and honestly, it's not looking great here in 2025 either after a great regular season, being the number 2 seed in the NL, one of the top teams in Major League Baseball. Just tough start to this NLDS against the Dodgers, but still, that's what you need to do. You got to perform here in Philadelphia, and if you can't handle the pressure, then you're really just not made to play here. So hopefully the Phillies can get these 2 wins out here in LA and get back to Philadelphia and win this NLDS. It's going to be tough. They have to win 3 in a row, but it's been done before. They just got to win some games. I'm not going to say it's not hard, but they've done it before. They've won 10 games in a row before. So who knows what's going to happen, but their backs are definitely up against the wall heading into tonight's Game 3 winner go home for the Phillies. The starting pitching has been very good, very solid through the first 2 games. Christopher Sanchez in Game 1 gave them a great chance to win, ran into a little bit of trouble in the 6th inning when he was replaced there by David Robertson. Game 2, Jesus Luzardo, dominant. Unfortunately, the Phillies could not win and pull off that late comeback for him. So starting pitching has been good. We'll see if that continues tonight here with Aaron Nola on the mound, but the offense has been very inefficient. Really, again, outside of that 9th inning in Game 2, really nothing going on in Game 1, nothing going on for the majority of the part in Game 2, either until late in the ball game. Just too little too late for the Phillies offense. The bullpen also not horrible as we've seen in the regular season, not horrible as we've seen in the past, but also some bullpen woes, some bullpen issues in these first 2 games, allowing some big late runs that have just been killers to the Phillies, their team, their offense, all that. So they got to just buckle up, dial in, have this offense get to where they're supposed to be. Again, highly paid, high-powered offense, slugging offense for the Phillies. We've seen what they're capable of doing, putting up so many runs. They are so talented, star-studded roster, star-studded lineup, just can't get things done through these first 2 games, and they got to change that with their backs up against the wall tonight here in Game 3, or else they are heading home early and getting swept by the Dodgers, and that is just not going to be a good look for the Phillies, and it's going to cause so much offseason turnover, so much offseason drama, controversy, and they're just trying to avoid that. So hopefully they can have their offense work like we saw if you paid attention last night with the Yankees. They were also down 0-2 in that series to the Blue Jays. They went home, the Yankees, in that series, and their offense put up a whole ton of runs, and they won that to save their season, to force a Game 4 in that series. Hopefully the Phillies offense can channel that and do that as well. It is a must-win game, obviously, here for the Phillies. Win or go home, save your season, force a Game 4 in LA, and continue your playoff dreams, your playoff hopes, and your aspirations for a World Series championship here in 2025. Now, Aaron Nola, I did mention he is on the mound for the Phillies. We got great pitching out of Christopher Sanchez and Jesus Luzardo in Games 1 and 2. Ranger Suarez not named the Game 3 starter. Instead, Aaron Nola, the veteran of the staff. He's been around for a long time. We all know how good Aaron Nola has been for the Phillies in his career. He was an ace for many years. He's kind of been shaky the last couple of years here, especially this year in 2025, his worst year as a pro here in professional Major League Baseball. Hasn't been good. He was out for a few months with injuries. So just a weird year for Aaron Nola. But as a veteran, as a former ace, as a very dominant pitcher in the past himself, he needs to channel that younger self of Aaron Nola, what we've seen in the past, tonight here in Game 3, in the biggest game, really, of the Phillies season. Maybe the biggest game of Aaron Nola's life, to try to save this season, to try to save their World Series aspirations and hopes and dreams. It's just going to be tough. Not everybody's on board with Aaron Nola starting tonight. Again, he hasn't had a great year, but we've seen how good he has been in the past. So he just has to pitch at least good enough to keep this game 1-run, 2-run deficit, 3-run max for the Phillies, so this offense can have a chance. Hopefully, he can just dominate like we saw out of Luzardo and Sanchez, and maybe hopefully even allow 0 runs, have a nice little shutout through however many innings he pitches, and the Phillies come away with a win. Main thing, no home runs. That has been an Achilles heel for Aaron Nola this year. For many years, he allows a lot of home runs, and this Dodgers team is no stranger to hitting home runs. Shohei Ohtani, Teoscar Hernandez, all these guys can hit a home run, can change a game with just one swing of the bat, And we've seen Aaron Nola let up home runs. Now, it's not that bad if you're letting up solo home runs. You can live with that. But when there's runners on base, that's what's going to kill you. So Aaron Nola really has to limit those home runs and can't be allowing home runs with runners on base, or else this game is going to be going down the drain. It's going to look bad. It's going to get ugly for the Phillies, and they most likely will lose Game 3, get swept by the Dodgers, and end their playoff run here in 2025 way earlier than they would like, way earlier than they would hope. So Aaron Nola's got to channel his former self tonight, and he's just got to put on a great performance to save the Phillies season, to force a Game 4 against the Dodgers in LA, and hopefully get it back to Philadelphia for a Game 5 in a win-or-go-home, take it or leave it kind of game for the Phillies and the Dodgers. It all starts tonight with Aaron Nola and the Phillies offense. They have to get things going. They have to win this game. It's up to them, nobody else. It's all on their shoulders. And hopefully they can get it done and force this Game 4. And hopefully they can ride a little bit of that momentum that they had late in the ball game in Game 2. Obviously, they scored 1 run in the 8th after that Kepler triple and then Trey Turner RBI single. Then we all know that late rally they had in the 9th. It looked like they were finally going to get to that poor Dodgers bullpen and win that ball game, come from behind and have a huge victory to even up that series heading to LA for Game 3, evened up with momentum, but fell short. I am going to keep talking about it, especially if they end up losing this series. That Bryson Stott bunt was horrible decision by Rob Thompson and the Phillies. You had all that momentum. Nick Castellanos just had that 2 RBI double. He cut the deficit to 1, 4-3 Dodgers lead there in the 9th. Runner in scoring position, no outs. Bryson Stott, he's been clutch in the past. It's not like he's a bad hitter. He can come through with a base hit. You had 3 chances to get a base hit, to score Nick Castellanos that game-tying run, at least force extra innings, or even win it there in the 9th inning, depending on how you go. Bryson Stott shows bunt, high pitch, pulls it back. So I like that idea to get that runner over. Maybe even Bryson Stott beats it out. Nick Castellanos gets safe at third. You have first and third, no outs, or you have a guy on third with 1 out, 90 feet away, sac fly can tie it up. So I like it on the first attempt, but when you show that bunt, that gives the Dodgers an idea that you are going to be bunting, and that they can start to cheat in the infielders, the first and second baseman. They can get ready to crash when you get it down, and they can get that play at third with a slow Nick Castellanos like we saw. Bryson Stott got the bunt down, not a bad bunt, but Max Muncy at third charged in because he was able to cheat, and he got it turned around through it to third. Nick Castellanos was out for the first out of the inning, killed momentum there in the 9th inning. Again, they had no outs, runner in scoring position, guy on second, down 1 run. Now all of a sudden you have a guy on first, Bryson Stott, 1 out, still down by 1. Momentum a little bit killed with that 1 out, no longer a runner in scoring position. And then right after that, of course, Harrison Bader hits that single pinch hitting. Could have scored Nick Castellanos there for the game-tying run. Instead, he was out at third. Bader gets on, still 2 runners on with 1 out. They still had a good chance, but again, momentum was a little bit killed in my opinion with that Bryson Stott bunt. And I think that was the turning point. That is going to be the thing. We keep on looking back. If the Phillies lose this series to the Dodgers tonight or in one of these following games that they force a Game 4, Game 5, and throughout the offseason, if they're unable to get past this NLDS, it's going to be that play. I'm going to keep talking about it. So get used to it. But still, the Phillies had a little bit of momentum there late in the game, especially in the 9th inning with the offense. Really were quiet through most of the game. I think they had 2 or 3 hits before that 9th inning. So ended up with like 7 hits, those 3 runs total. They got to ride that momentum. They got to start fast, get to that Dodgers bullpen early, and then you have a chance to force this Game 4. The Dodgers bullpen is not good. We saw that in the 9th inning in Game 2. We saw it all year if you're following Major League Baseball on the Dodgers. We saw it in the wild card round for the Dodgers as well. Even though they swept the Reds, the bullpen was not good when they had their limited opportunities. So the Phillies offense has to get started early like they kind of did in Game 1, but continue that, not just score those 3 runs in 1 inning and then go cold the rest of the game. They have to just be a good offense like we know. They're a high-powered, highly paid offense. We expect nothing else. These guys are professionals. They're stars. They're a star-studded lineup, star-studded roster, and they have to just have a good game. Like I said, the Yankees did it last night. They have a good offense. They forced the Game 4 against the Blue Jays. The Phillies have to do that tonight against the Dodgers, or else they're going home swept by the Dodgers here in 3 games and packing their bags, heading to Cancun early for the off-season. They have to use this momentum, and they have to win this ball game. Thank you guys for watching this episode of Phillies Daily. I'm your host, Mike Kennelly. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe for more Phillies content right here on Phillies Daily. Game 3 tonight, 9:08 start time out in LA on the road. Aaron Nola on the mound trying to keep this Phillies season alive. The offense has to get things going early. They have to be way better than they have been in Games 1 and 2 if they want to force this Game 4 and keep their season alive, trying to win a World Series championship. The Phillies will be in their powder blues, so hopefully that brings them some new energy, some new luck out there on the road. Again, thank you guys for watching, and as always, go Phils.